Yes, you're welcome to this session for the center table. So what I try to do now is sometimes you need support or you need somebody to help you to hold it. But in this case, I'm trying as much as possible to improvise to see, okay, how do you do when you don't have maybe a helpmate to assist you. So now we have not yet, this is like a mock assembly. We have not screwed any parts, just to give you a full view of, okay, how do you know where should be faced and where it's not going to show. So what we have here, if I pull this off now, it's all these ones are going to pull apart. So I just wanted you to have an idea. Like this part now is going to be visible to the viewer. So I'll go ahead by marking it. So we are going to have our facing here. This other part too is also going to be visible because this is how in a 3D the center table is going to be viewed like this from the sides, from all sides. So the facing is going to be here. The facing is also going to be here. I'm also going to have my facing on this side. So for the top and the lower layer, I am going to have my facing for the four sides because they are all going to be visible. But for the side and the middle layer, all they are going to see is just here because this is already going to be covered. So there's no need for me to face this particular part. So all I'm going to face by adding my edging band, gumming into it, is just going to be this part and the other side. So this is our middle layer. This is our middle layer. So the center table is going to have a middle layer for newspaper, magazines, and your flower vase and co. So this part is also going to have it facing here because it's also going to be visible. And also it's going to be visible on the other part. So my facing is also going to be here, which is the edging band. I'm going to add my edging band. So for the upper and lower layer, we are going to cut an edging band for the four sides. For the middle layer, we're going to have it for both. Then for the side, and also this support structure, which is also a middle layer, we are going to bind on the two sides. So, but for this particular one, it's just going to be on this side alone, on this particular side alone. And for the other edge, it's just going to be one side alone. So all I'm going to do right now is to now cut our edging band. Remember I told you that we're using the white edging band. You can decide to use various colors. So for this particular one, so we already said we are going to do only a part. So how do I go about it? I'll just start from a little on the side, then I go over, then I can do my cutting somewhere around here. So one strip is enough for this because just like I told you in earlier videos that we can reuse a particular strip. It can go for two. So in this case, you are going to see a hands-on on how I'm going to use one band for this. So we already have the one for this. So let's now do it for this. So we already said we're going to do this part and also this part. So in this case now, instead of cutting one, we're cutting two because one will be enough for two. So we'll go ahead, just like we did for the previous one. We'll start a little above where we require. That is very important. Then we go a little beyond where it is required. So in this case now, we'll now bend it into two. Bend it into two, have the equal parts. Then when we have the equal parts, we'll go ahead and cut. Go ahead and cut. Remember I said you can use your blade, you can use your... So for this now, because we are actually using it for two, we go ahead, we'll cut at the middle. So we have the one for this. So it's better you place them so that you know that. Then, since this is a standalone, and one can work for the one that is working here can also work for this other side, because those are the two sides that we are going to bind our edging band. So for this now, we'll start here. Since this is the point that we want to cover, we'll start from here, then we stop here. So we are cutting one because this same one that we have for this particular right hand side can also work for the left hand side. So we cut only one. We cut only one. So we have the one for this. So we have the one for this. Then, just like I said for this upper and lower layer, we are doing a complete binding for them. So in this case now, all I'm going to do now is to go ahead and wrap it around it. If you start here, I'll just go ahead, wrap it around it, wrap it around. Just let there be an overlap. So if there's an overlap, you can go ahead and cut. For this particular situation too, one is also enough. The reason why we are using one is when half of the band goes round, the other half can also go for the second band. So you can see this is also very important, so that you don't go ahead and cut and use half bands all around that. You now find out that the cost of your production is high and you have a lot of bands that cannot reduce because sizes are unique depending on the project that you're working on. So you now have this. So we just go right ahead and start with what we did earlier. And what was that? We started gumming our bolts. So in this case now we're starting with the smaller one. We'll bring in our adhesive. So let's go ahead. Just like I said, we have already gotten our edging band. So we'll start the gumming, adding of the adhesive. And just like I keep saying, you also have to be very careful while you're doing that. So as the more projects you handle by yourself, the more better you become. And there's also the fact that you also still need to clean the adhesive when it goes overboard. So you can see that I am making sure that all parties adequately has the adhesive, which is the gum. So you don't leave a part, otherwise that part that you left will not adhere to your edging band. And at the end of the day, a completed project that has the edging band coming off is not too good. Because this might not be a part that is that easy for you to apply your gum when you are sure. So you go over it again. Then you look at the edges. And the reason why we're looking at the edges is that if you leave a gum on a particular side and over time the color of the gum changes, and depending on the HDF that you have used, the color, it gives a different color and it tends to seem like a job that has not been professionally done. So we are through with this. I'll go over to the second one. Remember I told you that we're only going to do a part. So I'll go ahead and continue with the other one so that when we get to the assembly parts, I'll also show you. Thank you. I'll see you.